So I tell you what, let's start out and run all the colors across the screen, and let me show you what I've done up here. I've taken my standard old pre-stretched 18 by 24 inch canvas, or whatever size you want, doesn't matter. And I've taken and painted the basic scene on here with black gesso, and I've just very rough, just sort of laid in an idea here and there. And on top of that, on the black part here, I've covered all that with a thin coat of liquid clear. And then on top of the liquid clear, I've covered all of this black area with a lavender color made from alizarin crimson and a little touch of phthalo blue. At the top, we just got a little liquid white on. So let's get started, have a good time. It's a beautiful little painting, and we'll just see what we can do. We'll take a little touch of the phthalo blue, and let's just drop in a very quick little sky up here, using little crisscross strokes, and just go right across, like so, like so. And these little shapes that we've painted in here, don't worry about it, just paint right over them, right over them. Phthalo blue is so transparent that it'll allow those to show right through. Don't even worry about them. There. Now then, I've got several brushes going. I'm going to take another brush and put the corner of it into titanium white. Titanium white, I'll go way right back. The least little touch of cad yellow. Okay. Now the corner of the brush that has the yellow, I'm going to tip to the bottom down here, right here, and just blend that upward. Now that'll turn a very slight greenish hue. It'll look like a little bright spot right there. Doesn't do much right now, but later on in this painting, you'll love what it does. Now then, now I'm going back to the brush that I used to put the lavender color on. Take a little bit of that same lavender color and just cover up my dark shapes here. That's all we're doing. Allow some of that lavender just to flow right into the sky here. It makes a very soft, misty effect far, far away. That's what I like so much about these paintings. Over here on the other side, just a little bit. There. This black gesso is fantastic because it'll paint a large portion of the painting for you. There. It allows you to go ahead and fill in all those big dark areas in advance. Okay. Now that we can come back here and have some fun. Maybe today we'll have us a little mountain. I'll tell you what, I'll just use the same basic lavender color. Maybe add a little touch of crimson to it, a little bit more to the reddish side. Same lavender color we painted the whole canvas with. Okay, cut off our little roll of paint. Let's go right up here. You have to make your first major decision. Where does your mountain live? Right up there. Like so. And maybe it's got some bumps and all kinds of things. Make it right over. It doesn't matter. Wherever you want. Wherever you want. Scrape off all the excess paint. You can hear how hard I'm scraping probably. Just really get in there and raise Cain with it. With a large brush, we want to grab this and let it blend downward. Just let it blend right on down. I don't want to kill all this area here. It's most important to me. I want to save that because later on it's going to look like a beautiful little area that's lit right in there. It'll make sense in a minute. There we go. Now then, let's take a knife here. We'll take titanium white, least little touch of bright red in it, least little touch, maybe a little touch of that lavender in there too, just to dull it down some. Yep, still too bright, a little more lavender. There we go. There. Okay, that'll be our highlight color. Now then, I'll take some more of that lavender and we'll set it right here. And we'll put less white into that. Much less. And that'll be our shadow color. Now we have highlight and shadow both. Tell you what, since we got the shadow color on the knife, let's start with that little roll of paint. Let's go right up here. Maybe the light's coming from the left today. What the heck? And we'll go right in here. And I just want to put a little bit of shadow indication. Don't want much. Just a very small amount. And don't worry about these trees, because anything we don't like, we'll just paint right over it. There. Now then, back to our highlight color. And begin looking at this. Begin picking out little individual things in here. Maybe this comes right down, like so. Absolutely no pressure at all. No pressure. Let it just sort of float through here. Maybe it comes down, and it just disappears. Now then, back here, I'll change the small knife and get back to these little places. Little small knife really works wonders. There we go. And we can drop a few little shadows here and there. Just a few. Just a few. Maybe there's another little peak that lives right there. Wherever you are. In your world, you place them wherever you feel that they should be. There we go. Now then, a little bit of a shadow color. We need a distinct shadow behind here. Just like that. There. Okay. A little touch more here and there. There. Now then, let me clean the brush here. Ready to fall my brushes. Wash it off. Put a good shape. And just beat the devil out of it. Now very lightly, I want to tap this, following the angles. And then lift upward, 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 upward. This will make it very soft and very distant over here. Follow these angles. There we go. And we haven't destroyed this light area. So it looks like a little glow there. Okay. That's enough for a mountain. It's not very important in this painting. It's just there, just because it looks nice. Let's take some black, a little Prussian blue, some phthalo green, a little more phthalo green. There we go. Just looking for very dark colors. Okay, let me wipe off the old knife. Grab the fan brush. This is a beautiful painting, and unlike most of them, I know exactly what this one's going to be since we used it in the opening. It only takes a few minutes to paint those little rascals in the opening, but it takes a lot of fantastic people a long time to put that together. We just make the indication of some distant trees far, far away. There we go. There they are. See that little area right there? Isn't that beautiful? It just makes those trees jump out at you. There. Maybe a few of these trees, maybe they got a little more sunlight, a little more water, and they got a little bigger, and you can see a little more detail in them. Just a few here and there. One or two. Or in your painting, maybe you want more than one or two. Whatever, it's up to you. Now then, let me find a clean brush. I want to create the illusion down here of mist. This is going to be our waterfall right in here. So I want that to have mist right up here on top of it. We'll just go into a light color, white or whatever you got, just a very light color. Tap a little bit of paint into the bristles. And just very gently here, begin tapping in some color. Just tap it. Okay, I'll beat the brush just to remove excess paint. Now then, just want to start blending it all together. Let me clean the brush. Just beat the devil out of it. That's the most fun part of this. Now we can very gently, see how soft that is? A clean brush. Now we can create the illusion of mist here. Let it just sort of float around, have fun. There it goes. Wherever you want. There. And maybe there'll be a little bit in here. I don't know. Wherever you want. Wherever. We can add more mist as we go. And maybe over here, there's some big rocks. Let's do some big rocks. Get a fan brush. We'll use some Van Dyke brown. A little dark sienna in it. What the heck? A little crimson too. I like crimson. That's a nice color. A little in the fan brush. Now we have to make some major decisions. Where do our rocks live here? Maybe. Okay, let's come right in here. Maybe our rock lives right there. This is going to be very difficult to see because it's so dark. All I'm doing is just painting in a basic shape of the rock that's on the other side of the waterfall. That's all I'm trying to do. Just very basic. Then we're going to put the waterfall in front of it. So for that, let's take a little white, little crimson, a little touch of blue, just sort of mix them together. We'll just use a fan brush. Now then, go up here, touch, and begin shaping your rock. Just using the old fan brush. I'm going to come back with a knife and highlight some of this, and then brush it. All I'm doing is just putting in some very basic little shapes right now. Very, very basic. There, see? You can begin separating these rocks, and you can almost sculpt them. Now then, we'll use the knife here, a little touch of the dark sienna, all those nice colors. Get a tiny little roll of paint. I want very little color on this. Very little color. And I'm just going to let it sort of skip and bounce and play. Barely, barely touching the canvas. Almost nothing is happening there. And with a nice clean brush and one hair and some air, just light, very light. Barely touch it and pull it in the shape of the rock. In other words, if the rock comes this way, you don't want to pull it across. It'll mess up your rock. Nothing worse than a messed up rock. Maybe anywhere you want to put a little bump, so you can just drop it in, give it a little pull, and that easy. That easy. Okay. And let's get down to the fun part of this. Now today I'm going to dip this 1-inch brush right into some of the liquid clear and take it right into titanium white. Now this will thin the paint and make it smooth and make it flow very, very smooth, very smooth. Okay, let's go right up here. Now, major decision has to be made at this point. Come right up here. You have to make a decision on where your waterfall lives. Maybe right here. Touch, go. See there? That's all there is to it. Touch. Okay, here we go. If you don't make those little noises, though, it won't work. Touch. Now maybe in our world, maybe this little stone lives right here. Watch right here. See if you want to place a little stone here, we just take a little bit of the Van Dyke brown or whatever, dark color. Put a little stone there, we'll come back, and very lightly up on top here where a little light would strike, we'll put a little touch of highlight. And now we have a happy little stone that lives out there. And he watches the waterfall, and he has a good time because he watches all the creatures. There we go, let's go back up here now. Touch. See, there goes our waterfall again. Touch. Just wherever you want it. And you could do this with a 2-inch brush if you wanted to. I like to use a little 1-inch brush, it gives you a little more control. There. But notice down in here, I'm not putting a lot of color. I want the color to be up here where the light would strike, and down here it'd be softer. Much softer down in here. Darker. Darker. There. But you see how that liquid clear, it allows that paint just to slide. Just as smooth as glass, and you can just keep. But your shape and form here is most important. Most important. Now we can come back. We'll find the old fan brushes. Come right up in here, maybe. Up in here lives Big Rock. He comes down, and all we're doing here is just applying some nice dark color. So we have something for a rock to live on. Then we get the knife and pile up a little color. A little bit of crimson, a little blue. We'll throw some white into it. There we are. Don't overmix the paint. Leave it sort of marbled, and that way you have a multitude of effects happening automatically. Okay? I'll come up here just like we did before, and now we begin forming this big rock. It lives right in here. Just dropping in. Use a fan brush to put in some very basic little shapes. There. Maybe there's a big ledge. Yeah, right there. You're right. You're right. Now then, back to our knife. Take some of these colors and just let them skip and bounce. Just barely touch. Barely. Whisper. Whisper. Quiet. Barely, barely touching. Barely touching. Just want to create some little highlights here and there. Don't overdo. Leave these rocks quite dark. Now then, with our 2-inch brush, once again, following the angles in the rock. One hair and some air. That's light, isn't it? There we go. Isn't that easy? We can create a rock. Big. Maybe there's a big ledge comes out here. Just let them go. Wherever you think they should live. Just drop them in one after the other, as many as you want or as few as you want. This might be one of the simplest ways I've ever come up with, just to create the illusion of a lot of stones, large stones. Back to our knife. A little bit of, ran out of color, a little bit of dark sienna, a little yellow ochre, lavender, whatever. And just barely touch again. Whisper, whisper. A little more paint. I just drop right along. There we go. Okay, a little bit right in here. Let all those little colors just happen. And back to our 2-inch brush and caress it. Just caress it. There it goes. Now maybe, in our world, maybe, I just had an idea, maybe a little sap green. There we go. Let's tap a little bit of color right into the tip of the bristles. Maybe right in here. Maybe there's a little bush lives right here. There he is. Just a happy little bush. He sits right down here. He gets a lot of water because this waterfall creates all kinds of little misty things. Well, he's busy down here. There we are. Just going. Okay, I'm cleaning another brush here. I got too many dirty brushes. There we go. Now, back to my large brush with a little white. I'm going to come down here and just tap in a little bit of color. We want to create the illusion of mist. There we go. Now, knock off all that excess. And we can come back and begin softening. Make it very soft, very quiet. It just sort of blends up here. There's always a lot of mist. When water falls this far, you can bet there's mist. You can just absolutely, without question, you know there's going to be mist in here. Just sort of floats around. Another little layer. There. Just using the top corner of a 2-inch brush. And you can create that effect. There we go. Now, maybe, just find a fan brush. A little touch of the liquid clear, right into the titanium white. Maybe down here. Maybe the water hits and you can see it coming out of the mist, and maybe there's some stones down here. Shoot, maybe you want to show there's a stone now. It's all right, if you want a stone there. Make a little brown, put your little stone in there, or 2, or 10. It's up to you. Put as many or as few stones as you want in your waterfall. A little highlight on that stone so it stands out. There. Use a small edge of the knife. You can give him shape, texture. Maybe that water sneaks right around and comes right down around that stone. It's splashing right down in the front here. We don't know where it comes from. It's coming from the mist back in here. Just all kinds of little things are happening. There we are. There we are. And take our clean brush and just tap it a little bit here around the edges to mist it up. Okay. Now to create splashes, push upward, bend that brush so it bends upward. It'll create the illusion of splashes going on all down here. Look at that, see that color just jumps alive because we have all that underneath. There's liquid clear under there and there's that lavender color. And it's really just comes alive on you. Now On the very bottom, I put a little bit of dark sienna. I hope I mentioned that. A little bit of dark sienna just to change the flavor as it comes on down here. There we go. Shoot, we're getting crazy here. So nice. All right, let me mix up some color here. Whatever dark it was, and phthalo green, and blue, and black. All those nice colors. Now then, take the old fan brush. Let's go back up top here. Now it's time we start making some big decisions. This tree lives right here in front of the mountain. It has a spectacular view. Spectacular view. Just use the corner of the brush. Come right on down. And I'm not putting a lot of branches in it. I want to leave some area so I can see through that and still see that beautiful mountain back there. Now then, this tree right in here. There we are. And we'll just let him work his way right on down. Right on down in there. And up in here. See, that black gesso has most of that already painted for you, so it really works well. Okay. Really works well. Let's go on the other side over here, and we'll decide what's over there. We'll take a little brown, a little white, a little lavender. Just mix them all up on the fan brush here. Doesn't matter. Whatever you got. Over here, let's come right in here. Make some big cliffs and rocks and all kinds of happy things. There it is, right in front of the waterfall. Gotta make those little noises. There it comes, right on down. There we are. See, just all kinds of little things going on there. There. Just think about form and shape of your rocks. Don't kill all this dark area. It's so, so important here. There's maybe another little thing right in there. Wherever. In your world, you decide. We'll take the little knife, and let's come back in here. And once again, I just want to let it barely touch. Just tap a little color. But follow those basic angles that you put in there. Just follow those angles. There. There we go. See, right on down, wherever you want. And we take our big brush, and very lightly, barely touching again. And just move the paint, blend it, create a big rock. There we go. Now back to our brush that we made a little bush with. Maybe one bush on this side too. I don't want him left out. A little green, a little yellow. I'll come back in here. And there's a happy little bush that lives here. Maybe he's got a friend. There's right there. And all I'm doing is tapping down with the top corner of a big old 2-inch brush. Okay. Here and there, a little bit more of the white paint. Very little paint. I want to create that misty illusion just so I let these blend together. And I'm beating the brush only to remove excess paint. That's all. There. Now you can, it sort of gives the impression that you can see through there and see some of that green. A little bit of mist over in here that's sort of floating around. Fantastic. There we are. Maybe in our big tree up here. Tell you what, we can just use the fan brush since I have it already dirty, using that same green color. Put out a few little limbs and there we go. Wherever you want them. Wherever you want them. I need a trunk in this big tree, so we'll just take a fan brush. A little brown and white on it. Zoom. Come right on down. Maybe it's a big old tree. He lives right there. Right up there. Take a liner brush with some of that same color, a little paint thinner. Put an indication here and there. A happy little limb. Happy little limb. Now then, we can take a little white, and we'll use a little bit of this color right in here. Don't want it to get too bright. I want this to remain sort of dark. Add a little yellow to it. Oh, there we go. That turns a beautiful dark green. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, up in here. Now then, we'll just put the indication of a few highlights that we can see. Just using the old fan brush. Or you could very well have done this with a 1-inch brush or a 2-inch brush. I just happen to have this dirty. Doesn't really matter. There. Give the indication of some nice limbs and some branches hanging out here. There we go. There. Just a little more rock things here. It really helps if you're sort of nervous. I want to darken that up just a wee bit. If you're a little nervous, it's an asset here. Okay. Clean off the old knife. Let me wash off the fan brush here. And we will take a little touch of the liquid clear. Titanium white. The clear is in there only at the end of the paint. And let's bring us all these things right out in here. Let it begin picking up all those little beautiful colors. Maybe this just sort of ripples, floats right on the way. We don't know where it goes, wherever you want it to go. But now it's beginning to hit that dark sienna, a little Indian yellow in there, dark sienna, Indian yellow. All those little things just happen automatically. This really makes a spectacular painting. I hope you've enjoyed this one, because the old clock on the wall tells me it's about time for us to leave you for the day. But we'll be back next time, and hopefully we'll have another surprise for you. I really hope you try this one, and if you do, drop me a line, send me a photograph of how it comes out. I'd love to hear from you. And from all of us here, happy painting, and God bless, my friend.